Welcome back to Logan, Utah. It's the Mountain West Conference opener for Colorado State and Utah State homecoming here at Maverick Stadium for the Aggies, and they hold a 23-10 lead as we open up the fourth quarter. Two costly fumbles, one turned into a field goal and then a touchdown potential drive for the Rams. They coughed it up again, and now the Aggies looking for some insurance here as we open up the fourth. From the 29-yard line on second down, Sharp with the catch, and Sharp has a first down off of the Myers toss. Myers is now 10 of 16 through the air. Elliott on the tackle.
Nice slant play. You stretch the defense out. You do double slants. You go to the outside receiver. Sharp in the bottom of the screen. Kent Myers is just playing an exceptional game coming off the bye week.
Seasoned sophomore, bowl champion last year at the Guild New Mexico Bowl where he was offensive MVP, and he's trying to go to 6-1 as a starting quarterback for his school. First down from the 19, play action, fires it over the middle, and it's incomplete. Threw it behind Sharp. He had him open in the end zone.
He definitely had him open. He puts that ball in front. That could be a touchdown. He throws it a little behind. Luckily, the defender wasn't in a position to intercept that ball. But you're going to see this throw. This is a soap on the rope, but he just throws it behind. The defender's there in front. That's when, as a quarterback, you got to learn a little bit of touch, where you got to put that ball.
Second and 10. Two receivers to the right. Kennedy Williams is in a slot there, and they put a tight end on the right side as well. Running it straight ahead, Hunt. He's cut down after a yard. Joe Kowalik again. 6'6", 250. Shut him down.
I'd like to see Colorado State right now. They're going to have to dial up some more pressures. They've had some success when they've brought pressure. If you want to make sure you force this to be a field goal, I think you need to do that. Give your offense a chance to come out and see if they can drive down quickly and score.
Field goal would really help out Utah State, put them up 16, but a touchdown could be devastating for Colorado State. Third down, and you can see the third down conversions for the Rams. And Utah State, 2 of 9 on the evening. Myers stands in there and gets rid of the football. Didn't have anything available there, and really, you normally see him move his feet a little bit, but he stood in, and it's fourth down.
That was confusion right there. That was a double slant again with Kennedy Williams there. He's talking to him, and Devontae Robinson. So they were not on the same page when they did that, so I think that's what happened there.
Okay, so here's Warren now. He's already connected from 23 and 40. And this, a 35-yard attempt from the left hash this time. And the kick is good. And a big 3 points for Utah State here as they extend their lead. Brock Warren with 3 field goals, 26-10 Aggies. A 34-yard field goal from Brock Warren, his third of the game. 3 field goals in the second half for Utah State. Look at the 13-play drive, and they now own a 28-18 advantage time of possession in this game.
And when we started the second half, they only had a 2-minute advantage, and now they've increased that, partially because of how well the defense has played, and then the turnovers. You know, there's 2 key turnovers that have led to 6 points.
Jake Thompson to kick it away. It's a short kick and returnable. It'll be Deontay Gaines across the 20, and he's wrapped up at the 23-yard line. Ball comes free. The ball is loose at the 23, and there's a mad scramble for it. The question is, was Gaines down? Right now, it's up for grabs.
That really disappeared
Jets
in there.
Painter, the tackle of Gaines, and we don't have an indication yet.
I tell you, I've been at the bottom of some of those piles, Trey. It ain't nice.
No.
It is not nice. Everybody trying to make sure they got that ball.
The Rams are going to keep the football here. Rams have the football.
Offside, kicking team. 5 yards be added to the end of the run. First down.
So Colorado State did fumble it. Gaines fumbled and bailed out by a teammate in the pile there. A lucky break for Bobo and company.
And if they lost it with the offsides, they would have been able to have to force a re-kick. So they were fortunate both ways there. But you can see as he comes in there, it's just kind of, right there is when it gets snatched out, when he gets tackled and wrapped around by Ferguson.
And Shun Johnson, I believe the guy that recovered it for Colorado State. So they maintain possession at the 28-yard line. They'll start this series. A lot of work to do. Down 16. Straight ahead handoff. It's Oden, and he leaps forward to the 33-yard line. Pickup of 5 yards. Nick Vigil on the tackle.
Yeah, right now, if I'm Colorado State, I have to be in 2-minute mode. I am down by 16 points. I need to get down and score quickly, have my defense get out there, try to get a stop, get back on the field.
Well, they have an up-tempo style, so it kind of fits what they like to do. They'll hand it off to Oden, and Oden has a first down as he lunges across the 40, and they move the chains.
This is the first time outside of the last series as well, too, where they're starting to find their rhythm running the ball. Utah State's done a very good job of shutting that down, but these past 2 drives, they've been able to find some seams.
High formation, 2 receivers. Play fake this time for Stevens. Plenty of time, and he goes up deep. He wants Higgins, and he's got it. It's caught. It's Xavier Williams actually with the grab. Not Higgins, Williams the grab, and he's down to the Aggie 16-yard line.
What a play. 2 run plays, do play action, pull the safeties up. Look at Xavier Williams go up for this ball. He's 6'4", 215. That's tough on the defender right there. Deshaun Hines covering that.
43-yard pickup. Now they try Oden on the left side, and he's inside the 15 for 4 yards. David Mawala on the tackle. A much-needed pass play, and they get it to Williams, and now they're knocking on the door.
And they have to keep this tempo up. Let's see if Utah State can do what Colorado State's been so effective at. Even though they're down, the defense has forced 4 field goals in this type of situation. Let's see if Utah State can do the same and not give up 7.
Higgins and Williams split bottom of the screen. Williams is in the slot. Looking to throw it. Stevens for the end zone. And it is incomplete and almost intercepted. He wanted Kevon Cartwright, his big tight end, broken up over there by Jalen Davis.
That's a throw Nick Stevens needs to put more to the corner. Watch as this play develops. Play action, corner route, throw it to the outside spot. You can see he throws it more upfielding. Doing so, it gives the DB, Jalen Davis, the opportunity to make a play. If he throws it more outward, that would have been a touchdown.
3rd and 8. 3 receivers right. Gaines, Higgins, and Williams.
Got bunch down here on the bottom. Trip set.
Stevens over the middle, and it's incomplete. He wanted Gaines, and a little bit too tall for him there, and it's 4th down. Now, decision time.
You take the field goal, in my opinion, but you're going to see Vigil does a good job of getting underneath this as he gets hit. Makes it for a tougher throw for the quarterback to try to lay that in there. Linebackers are taught, run down the middle, make them throw over your head.
So instead of trying to get this to a 13-point game, they will go for it here, thinking 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions. 4th and 8 from the 15.
Let's see if they get it. I would have took the 3.
Pressure coming. Stevens scrambling. He's going to have to run for it. He's got the first down, dives for the pylon, and touchdown, Colorado State.
What a play. Gutsy call by Coach Bobo. I would have took the 3 points. But you're seeing right there, Nick Stevens not known for his scrambling ability and running down the field. Pressure comes, he steps up in, nothing's there. He's still looking downfield. Everybody thinks he's gonna throw. He uses his legs and runs the ball, gets into the end zone. And as you watch this, look at his feet towards the sideline there. He dives for that pylon, and when you touch that pylon, making sure he still has the ball, that gives him the score. I'm sure they're going to review it.
Remember, he is just a sophomore. They're excited about his upside. Back up, threw just 25 passes last year behind Garrett Grayson. but already the Mountain West leader in touchdown passes. Here's another look at his running ability.
Right, you see everybody's covered. Great job by the Utah State defense. When you know you don't play against a running quarterback, you don't worry about that, so there wasn't a spy put on or anything. This makes a very hard angle to see, but you can see he hits the pylon as he's diving for the edge of that end zone. This is the best shot about it. Look at the great blocking by Rashard Higgins there, doing what he can to help his quarterback out. Feet are still in bounds, but it's hard to see at that angle if they're able to say that the ball crossed where he was at.
Well, the ball hitting the pylon is an indication it's a touchdown. Did the foot go out first before the ball hit the pylon?
Right, and remember the rule. It has to be, was it inconclusive or conclusively?
Yeah, there's not. So is there enough evidence to overturn this call?
Right, and it's hard for me to see that, but it could be. It's just hard for me to see.
So it was a huge run on a 4th and 8. At the very least, it will pick up the first down.
After further review, the ruling on the field of a touchdown stands.
Yeah, there wasn't much else to see on that from that angle, and it looked like it. I mean, it looked like he left his feet. He hit the pylon. Now this is important. You didn't go for 3. You got the 6. Are you able to get your 2-point conversion now?
So the first touchdown run for Stevens makes it a 10-point game. And they go for 2.
I would go to Higgins. I'd go to Higgins or Cartwright.
Higgins goes in motion. Stevens rolling right, looking, throwing, and it is caught for the 2-pointer by Higgins. And they draw within a score now, down by 8.
That's what you got to do. You got to go to your playmakers. Higgins is a guy, All-American last year, preseason All-American this year. You can see that his ability helps his quarterback out, runs to a spot, gets the ball thrown to him, and that's a good job by Nick Stevens. He knows he's being chased from behind. There's DBs in front. You have to make sure you put that ball in a spot where only your guy can catch it.
7 plays, 77 yards, a touchdown on the 2-pointer. Rams within 8. A gut check drive from Colorado State to draw within 8 here. They go 77 yards to get the big pass play to their sophomore, Xavier Williams, to set him up, and then the touchdown run from Stevens. Then the 2-point catch by Higgins, and it's a 1-score game here with 11:37 to go. Braxton Davis with the kick. A flag is down. Here's Sharp with it on the return, and he's bumped down at the 17-yard line. The flag resting where the ball was kicked off, near the 35-yard line.
Offside. Kicking team number 22. 5 yards be added to the end of the run. First down.
Bryant Hayes and Mike Bobo's team. A little bit of momentum here, but his defense has still not slowed down Utah State. They've held them to field goals, but the Aggies have been driving the length of the field.
And that's the point that's crucial. They've been eating up clock on you. Now, your team came down and scored quickly. You got back to what your MO is. You played fast. Your defense is needed some help like that. Now let's see if they can come out revigorated and see if they can force a 3-and-out.
Devontae Mays, the running back. Keeping it. Myers, all kinds of room. 40. Midfield. And down he goes. And the Rams, it's almost like they hadn't seen number 2 all day, but he had all kinds of real estate.
Well, this is the thing about the option. Fake it, show it, get the defense to commit itself, and he knew he was keeping that ball from day one. But this is the smart part I want you to see. He didn't go out of bounds. He went down and protected himself to keep that clock rolling. Now you're going to see him get up here, and they probably won't snap the ball till they give us within 10 seconds.
27-yard pickup, 169 rushing now for Myers. Now looking to throw it, and it's incomplete. A flag is thrown. That was intended for Andrew Rodriguez.
I don't know if I like what they just did just there. That was a little sketchy.
Personal foul, shot block, offense, number 65, number 72. 15-yard penalty, replay number 1.
Austin Albrecht and Tyshawn Mosley on the left side of that offensive line.
So that's the second time. The reason that happened is because they were doing the bubble screen to the receiver to that side, to the left side. And so they were trying to make sure those rush ins didn't get upfield and knock that ball down. It is a very tough thing. You normally see it with a lineman and a running back, where the lineman's engaged and the running back comes in and hits the guy. Very rarely with the offensive line, but it's happened twice already on the left side of the line.
1st and 25 now. Myers rolling, throwing into coverage and almost intercepted. Sharp, the intended receiver, DeAndre Elliott, was over there.
Great job by DeAndre Elliott, seeing that, reading that the quarterback had to get rid of the ball because of the pressure. That would have been a serious game changer. He's able to pick that ball off because chances are he could have walked into the end zone. You can see right there as he goes to throw that ball, here he comes flashing up in there. If that thing is thrown lower, that's a pick.
Elliott has 7 career interceptions, almost had number 8. 2nd and 25 now from the 35. Myers, pressure coming, takes off with it and escapes one man, and then Kevin Davis swarms to him, and down he goes to the 38-yard line. Now you're in a really tough spot. 3rd and 22.
Well, you know, it's kind of been the tale of the tape, right? 3rd down conversion, seen that Utah State's had a very tough time converting. Both these teams' defense rank tops in the nation in getting people off on 3rd down conversions. But the penalties, those are the things that keep coming back and biting each team in the butt. You get a big play, and you follow it up with the penalty that sets you back. You got to find a way to work those things out of your system.
Nearing the 10-minute mark in this one. And some movement on the right side for Utah State, and they're going to back them up. Speaking of penalties.
False start. Offense. Number 76. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Jake Simonich, the right tackle.
This is something both coaches, trust me, when they break down film and talk to the guys, they're going to get this stuff worked out because penalties are drive killers as we've seen. I'd like to see Utah State do a middle halfback screen right now. Use that pressure. You know they're going to come up on you. See what you can get off of that.
3rd and 27 now. Empty backfield for Myers, and he's not even looking to throw. He's going to run and get some big yardage back. Myers to the 50, and he slides down at the Rams 48. He is approaching 200 yards rushing, but 4th down coming up.
I was going to say Colorado State should be ready for that. That's the play that he got the big yardage in going into that into the first half. Back runs out. He does the same type of fake and then runs upfield. I like how he's protecting the ball and going down, not taking any undue hits. But that's something that the Colorado State defense should have spotted. As soon as the back went out that way, they should have been alert and ready for that.
18-yard pickup, 190 yards rushing from Kent Myers, the sophomore quarterback. Utah State quarterback rushing record easily as Dalton puts it in the air on the punt, and Hansley calls for the fair catch at the 14-yard line. 9:10 to go. 8-point game, and the Rams have some confidence and some momentum now.
I talked about a few series before about how I felt that was a crucial point in time in the game and what they needed to get done. The fact that Utah State couldn't score points off of that, but just the field goal, that has allowed Colorado State to get back into this. The defense rose up, found a way to get a stop. Now we got to see if the Utah State defense can do what it needs to do to help themselves out. The offense has done a great job for this game. Defense has done a great job. But now, at this point in time in the game, is where it all counts.
Oden has 52 yards to lead them in rushing. Dawkins 32 yards on the ground. They've rotated at the running back spot from the 13. Stevens to throw it. Higgins the catch. And down he goes at the 19. Jalen Davis on the tackle. That's 8 catches, and Higgins getting near the century mark.
Jalen Davis almost did a very dangerous thing. As a defensive back, you only go for the interception if you know you're going to get it. He drove up inside of Higgins. Luckily, he realized he couldn't get there. He spun off. He could have missed Higgins. Higgins could have been running down the sideline.
2nd down and 4 after the 6-yard pickup. Stevens to the near side. Catch made by Williams. Williams has a 1st down, and he's out of bounds at the 24-yard line. They're going to start getting this kid the ball more and more. 6'4", 215. Only 1 year of high school football, and he's getting better and better.
Well, he's a basketball player in high school, and you can see on the big play that he had, the drive before that led to the touchdown, how he went up and got that ball. This defense is going to have to do a little bit more to get some pressure on him. But Coach Bobo said, you know, they've worked on this. That's why they trained so hard in the offseason to get ready to finish the game in the 4th quarter.
Penalty flags. Boy, we have seen a bunch.
I think he's trying to say that the defensive front forced them to jump. Like we saw before, where they did the shift, but they didn't go into the zone. They stayed on their side.
False start, offense, number 25. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That is 10 times the Rams have been marked off in this one. 12 penalties against Utah State.
Watch the front. They did the shift again, and in doing so, it made the front. And you got to know the offensive lineman. You know when your snap is. You should never jump at all, ever.
Fred Zerbelis, the right guard. There's look at the penalty yardage. It has been damaging to both teams. 1st and 15 now, and here's another flag.
And these are costly. You're trying to get yourself back into this game. You can't keep shooting yourself in the foot off of simple things.
False start, offense, number 30. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's Stephen Walker, who's been a tight end and fullback for the Rams. He was moving prematurely.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it. All the defensive front is doing is shifting. That should have nothing to do with you. As an offensive lineman, you should be perfectly set. Tight end, when you're on the line, you know when the snap is. The defense doesn't. And so these are things I guarantee Coach Bo was upset. Both teams will be addressing this come Monday.
Walker stays in at the fullback spot. 1st and 20 now. Backed up at their own 14. Toss pitch, Oden to the left side. Tries to cut it back, and he gets it to the 17-yard line. A hard-earned 3 yards.
Coach Bobo talked about this defense, the shifting, all the different things that they do. That time, Marvin Evans, the strong safety, was up like it was a cover 2 or cover 4. Right before the snap, he rolled down there to give an 8-man in the box to slow down the running game, because they knew that, if they're going to run the ball, this is what we're going to do. We got to put 8 men in the box to slow it down.
Under 7 minutes to go now. 2nd and 17. Here comes pressure. Stevens. Higgins has it. Hit. Tag team double hit there as Vigil and Davis combine on the stop. And a helmet comes off of Davis on that far sideline.
Now he has to come off the field because of that. And another DB is going to have to go out there because of the rule. When you lose a helmet, you have to come off the field. Be alert if you're that DB coming into the game.
And remember, Daniel Gray has been tossed for targeting. That happened in the first half. Higgins, though, is off. He comes off the field here on 3rd and 12. Stevens steps up, gonna run for it. He's got a lane. He dives and slides in. He has a first down, it appears. He's very close, but there's a flag, so they might erase that play. It's in the backfield.
That is what's been the killer for both of these teams. You can see it right there.
Holding, offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty, we play 3rd down.
That's Nick Callender, the left tackle.
And you can watch right there. He's just washing down. He has, just Feckrell. He just throws him down. They're going to get called it every time. But this is what we're talking about. You have an opportunity. You might have been short, but you got up there. The penalty has just stopped your drive. This has been something that I guarantee both head coaches are thoroughly upset about. You have to give yourself a chance to win. Colorado State's been in these games. You mentioned it, Trey. They could have easily been 4-0. It's plays like these that affect the game. And that, when they lost to Colorado and they lost to Minnesota.
12 penalties for 110 yards marked off against the Rams. 3rd and 22 for Stevens. Deep ball. And it is incomplete. That was a dangerous pass into coverage intended for Xavier Williams. A couple Aggies were right there.
And Xavier, he didn't even expect the ball like that. He's running down there. You can't do something like that. You got to be smarter. You know there's a long play. I'm shocked with both coaches when they've been in this situation. A screen, a draw on that long situation, that's your friend. It gives you positive yards. Chances are you're not going to turn it over.
Both teams have their full complement of timeouts left. 5:41 to go as you look at Hunter Sharp standing at the Aggies' 43-yard line. Hayden Hunt bobbles it and then gets the kick away, and it's a beauty. Hammers it. Sharp calling for a fair catch. He lets the ball bounce, and that'll bounce near the 25 and will be down right there. A monster punt from Hayden Hunt, 3-year starter and Ray Guy Award candidate, much needed for the Rams, but they still trail it by 8 points. .529 to play. Aggies lead the Rams 26-18. Let's take a look at the Capital One Cup Impact Player of the game. Number 2, Kent Myers.
Kent Myers did a great job stepping in for Chucky Keaton. Bye week got him prepared and ready. Team stood behind him because they knew what he could do based upon last year. And he's just been masterful with protecting the ball, using his legs at the opportune time, taking what the defense gives him, not trying to force the ball anywhere it doesn't need to be.
School record for a quarterback rushing the football at Utah State, 190, and looking for more here to try to ice this game away. They'll start the series from the 26-yard line, and Myers is going to keep it for a yard, and that's about it. A 61-yard punt by Hayden Hunt. It looked like the Aggies would get good field position to start this drive, but they're back near their 25.
Right now, this drive is important. Even if you don't score, you need to at least get 1 or 2 first downs to eat up a lot of that clock. I think what I'm seeing right now is Colorado State, what they just did before, they dialed up a pressure blitz, the corner came in, and that's what you're going to have to do. And I would like to see Utah State go back to the 2-back set that worked real well for them to eat the clock.
Double tight ends left, play fake. Myers has a man. It's the tight end, Dax Raymond, and Raymond has a first down or more. Puts his head down, and he's up near midfield. Raymond, a true freshman, first-team All-Stater out of Provo, Utah, with a big play here late in this game. Corey James on the tackle.
It looks like he's a little hurt right there. You're going to see just a bootleg action, release the tight end out, catches the ball, 6'5", 235 freshman. You can see that speed, him getting upfield. Right there, he looks like he hurt his shoulder.
24-yard pickup as they mark the football at the 49-yard line, just short of the 50. And the clock rolling inside of 5 minutes now.
That was a big play for the Utah State offense. They needed that. That's going to eat up some time. Like I said, looks like he came down on that shoulder hard. They ate up some time. That was a backbreaker for this Colorado State defense to have that play happen.
Let's see if they play close to the vest here. They have Hunt in the backfield to the right of Myers. He'll get the handoff straight ahead, and he's to the Rams side of the field now and down at the 47-yard line.
The question is, when does Colorado State start using their timeouts? Makes it tough when you give up 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards on the first down run. We're seeing right now why Utah State's been so effective coming off bye weeks, why they're 5-0, trying to go 6-0. It's that energy level. It's that preparation to detail, most importantly. The one thing they have to clean up is the penalties.
5-yard pickup for Hunt. From the Rams 47. Going to throw it. It's caught by Robinson. Has a first down. Robinson to the 30, and he spun down there. They are staying within their offense, mixing run and pass. They're not going to play conservative here. They're going for the go-ahead a score here that could put this one away.
What you see is he moves the running back over, he sets it up, he sees the defense is trying to come in and stop the run. They leave the receiver all by himself, so there's 2 receivers to 1 defender out there, and it's a simple pick up and throw a catch. I've always said, if you play prevent, that means you want to lose. Prevent means losing. You don't do that. You continue to do what you do the entire game. You may have to watch how you throw because you don't want to stop the clock too much, but they're doing exactly what they need to do.
And there is a loss in the backfield as Hunt is wrapped up. Terry Jackson, their senior nose tackle, shut it down, but the clock rolling now inside of 3 minutes. Now it might be the opportunity for the Rams to use a timeout. They get the negative yardage play there.
I would think. I mean, you got them in this type of situation. If you don't use your timeouts right now, you're not leaving your offense very much. Now, granted, they did score fairly quickly last time they had the ball, but you can't bank on that every time.
Well, they can't afford to allow any more points here, and the clock continues to roll. 2.5 minutes to go. 2nd and 14.
Watch Colorado State to bring pressure.
Straight ahead. Hunt breaks free. Hunt to the house. Touchdown Aggies.
What an exciting play. They knew the pressure was coming. The blitz was coming from the top side, as you see right there. And as the safety comes from the top, it opens up the seam in the middle, and Devontae Mays does the rest. There's absolutely nobody there. That's pretty much put the nail in the coffin. And that's how you want to finish a game.
That's the first touchdown rushing for Lawan Hunt. Mays and Hunt, it's been mostly Mays, but that's a touchdown that may have put this one on ice as they now extend their lead with 2:18 to go.
Yeah, excuse me that I said Mays when I've been done, because Mays has been getting it done. That was just opened up like the Red Sea. When you have your safety come down, I believe it was Kevin Pierre-Louis, came on an outside, it just opened up the middle.
298 on the ground for the Aggies, looking for a homecoming win. Utah State is going to put a victory in the column here unless Colorado State can pull off a miracle in the final 2:18. They do have 3 timeouts remaining, but Lawan Hunt 33-yard touchdown run gives them a 15-point advantage.
Surely does. I mean, that was a backbreaker. Dial up the blitz. That means you had 8, 9 men coming in there, and you just couldn't stop that run. That just parted like the Red Sea.
Jake Thompson to kick it away. Deontay Gaines standing back in the Rams end zone, and he's going to take a knee, and they'll have it at the 25-yard line. Well, it's an up-tempo offense, and Rashard Higgins has had a big game. 9 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. You got to be thinking that he's going to get his number called a bunch here on this drive.
At this point, it's going to be straight, should be straight, no huddle. You got to get the ball out to Higgins, who's played well. Xavier Williams has stepped up and made some. Hensley, you're just going to have to stretch that out. I'd be going no back right now and seeing what I can do to get the ball down the field.
Single back, 3-receiver look. Higgins is top of the screen. Hensley in a slot with Williams to the bottom. Here comes pressure. Stevens trying to get away and just throws it away. And that was Jalen Davis who was coming in from the corner spot that gave him some trouble.
Can you give it to Kevin Clune, the defensive coordinator, dialing up a corner blitz in this type of situation? You know what you have in the lead. You're just trying to make sure you keep the pressure going. But that's huge when you bring a cornerback pressure instead of your linebacker.
Team that has 6 sacks coming into this game, and they've been effective, especially with Fackrell coming from the linebacker position. Stevens throws on the run downfield, has a man, and it's incomplete. Higgins got behind the secondary, and he was open.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Higgins is the real deal. You will be seeing this guy on Sunday. The other 2 guys that got drafted in the first round, Kevin White and Cooper out of Alabama, he was 3rd in that Biletnikoff challenge last year. So he's a very good receiver. You're going to see him on Sundays, no doubt.
15 career 100-yard receiving games for Higgins. He steps off of the field momentarily. Over the middle and incomplete. Stevens trying to find Stephen Walker is tight end. It's broken up.
That's a tough play. Stephen Walker, one of their leaders from last year, tight end position. Ball's put there. It's a catch probably he should have. He hasn't touched the ball much today, but when your number's called, you have to make sure you make that catch. He didn't do it. So 4th and long, I wouldn't be going for the field. I'd go just to get the first down.
You need to get it to the 35-yard line. Stevens steps up, delivers, and it is caught. They stay alive with the grab by Walker. And they're going to give him the forward progress right at the 35-yard line.
That's what you want
First
to do.
down.
That's what you want to do. You just need to get that right now.
And there's an Aggie down on the far side of the field.
Look there at the top. Good catch. Good concentration. He would have loved to have that on his other attempt, but that was good concentration right there.
That's Torrey Green. It looks like he's okay. Playmaker at the outside linebacker position for the Aggies.
And these linebackers, 6'2", 235, Terry Green. Nick Vigil, 6'2", 235. LT, I won't say his last name, 5'11", 245. Filiunga, there you go. Kyler Fackrell, 6'5", 250. This is NFL caliber.
Yeah, one of the best linebacker units in the country. Here's the pass over the middle, and there's Higgins with his 10th catch of the game, over 100 yards, and that's a first down.
Not only did he catch it, he eluded being hit as he caught it. Very talented.
14-yard pickup. Stevens to the far sideline. Catch made by Williams, and he's out of bounds. 1:33 to go. They still have their 3 timeouts left, so if they can get a touchdown here, they could make it a little bit interesting.
And this is what baffles me a little bit. I don't understand why this tempo wasn't happening sooner when things were seen to be stagnant. They played better when they play fast. They might catch them.
No flag is thrown. Stevens, deep ball, looking for Williams, and it's hung up there and incomplete and should have been intercepted. Jalen Davis ran into the back judge, and he kept him from getting to the football, and he's shaken up.
That is tough. The hard part is the official is considered part of the field.
That's Terry White, the back judge.
And so you can see Jalen Davis, he's getting ready to go for that ball. So as he gets hit, he's not expecting anybody else there at all. So the air gets knocked out of him, I guarantee you, as he makes that contact. Colorado State just got a waiver right there because that could have been an interception that ended the game.
Yeah, that would have iced it. And let's hope that Davis is okay. You don't see that often.
And that ref's not a small guy. I don't know if you notice his arms. He's a pretty big dude.
Terry White. Yep.
That's a pretty big dude. You know, so it ain't like running into something small.
Well, that's good to see. The sophomore from La Mesa, California, Jalen Davis, who's really been busy trying to deal with Higgins all game long.
You see right there, it looks like you got the air just knocked out of him. It's one of those things, your body's totally relaxed when you're not anticipating something, but when you do run into something solid, there is a cause and effect that happens there.
Well, he was anticipating seeing a green jersey, not a black and white one. 3rd and 2 now. What a job Matt Wells has done trying to protect a 10-game home winning streak. 9 bowl teams from last year are on this year's schedule, but if they can get their second win here, their schedule sets up pretty well. You could see them making a bowl again this year, and that's the goal. It's become a custom here in Logan. 4 straight trips.
And they play well at home, and right now, 3rd and short. I wouldn't be going for the touchdown. Just get you the first down, keep the chains going a little bit, see if you can take a shot then.
Jordan Vaden is split out top of the screen. He's a speedster. Stevens looking that way, and it's incomplete. Broken up by Marwin Evans. Vaden, the intended target. 4th down.
They've been coming with the corner blitzes from the short side of the field. That's another time that they did that. Nick Stevens did a good job seeing it coming, got the ball out. That's a catch Jordan Vaden should have made.
4th and 2, and the Aggies can all but ice this one away with a stop here. Dawkins on the delay. How about the run call to keep the game going as he's near the 36-yard line? Evans on the tackle, but it takes some guts to run it there. They saw something they liked on that play.
And the plus is the clock does stop when you get the first down. So smart play call by Nick Stevens, switching it up, keep the chains going. Now take your shot downfield.
Near the 1-minute mark now. Stevens, far sideline, and Walker goes up and makes a great catch at the 22. An all-conference candidate, the senior with a great grab.
You can see they're using him at tight end. They're using him at fullback. Good hands catching that in a tough situation. Nick Stevens throwing that ball soap on the rope.
They hurry up now from the 21-yard line. Stevens to the near sideline towards the corner, and it's incomplete. 3 defenders over there intended for Hansley.
The effective plays that they've worked for Colorado State down in this situation is trying to do those corner routes. But in doing the corner routes, you have to make sure you hold that safety. They didn't do it that well, and you can see right now, 2 receivers, they got 3 defenders sitting on top of them right now. We'll see what happens once they stretch it out.
Stevens over the middle, and it's incomplete. Had a chance with Hansley near the goal line, and it's broken up.
Now, here's the tough part. Hansley has been a very good slot receiver. That got broken up. That's the type of play I want to see Kayvon Cartwright, your big tight end, coming across the middle to make, because that's a bigger target for your quarterback, and it's harder for the defender to come across.
They need 2 touchdowns. They still have those 3 timeouts remaining. They haven't had to use them here. Stevens flushed out of the pocket, looking to run it. He's inside the 20. He's near the 10, and he's out of bounds, close to the first down, and I believe he has it with 44 seconds on the clock.
Well, right now, they should be running right back to the line. I know your quarterbacks have been winded, but you need to get back to the line and stop. This Utah State defense has done a great job at extending this. They're even though they have a score, they're making them eat up clock, and which is going to make it hard, even if they score, to get the ball back and have that much time.
1st and goal now. Stevens looking. Backside pressure, he's hit, and it's incomplete. Guess who? Kyler Fackrell again.
Fackrell, got to account for him every time. That's what Coach Bobo said. You never know what this guy do. He's an impact player. Look at that swim move. Tackle tries to put the hands up. He knocks him down. This guy, just like Bobby Wagner is here, he's NFL ready with the ability and skills that he has. 5th-year
senior from Mesa, Arizona, Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year front runner. This is what we've seen today. 2nd and goal now. Stevens for the corner, and it's incomplete. We wanted Xavier Williams, and it's 3rd down.
See, and I don't like that throw that they just did there. Xavier Williams, 6'4", 215. Give him a better chance to jump for the ball. He's a basketball player. That's what he came from. Give him a better opportunity to go up and get that ball against a smaller defender.
34 seconds to work with. And you got to think that if they do get in the end zone here, they go onside kick and they have those 3 timeouts. But first things first, have any chance, they need a touchdown.
Down at the bottom of the screen is Rashard Higgins.
Stevens underneath, incomplete. That was well covered. Dawkins, the intended receiver, but Nick Vigil was right with him. And now a timeout. So the Rams will take their first here on 4th down.
If I'm Utah State, I know they got to go for this. It's an end zone or not. I play a cover 4 defense where I make sure everybody's in their spot. But if I'm Colorado State, with the playmakers I have, I put Rashard Higgins by himself on the short side of the field.
Give him a chance, right?
Give him a chance. On the wide side of the field, I put Kayvon Cartwright. I put Xavier Williams. I put Joe Hansley. I'm going to make you have to force to defend one side or the other. Go to my big guys.
Well, you better know where number 9 is, Kyler Fackrell. You better put a target on him because you know he'll probably be coming.
Well, if I'm him, he's putting that. When I say go to cover 4, that means he's rushing. He's not going to drop back in the zone. He's putting his hand down. He has handled Nick Callender all game. Nick Callender's had a very hard time. He's done a spin move on him. He's beat him on a rush move up top. They have not been able to contain him when he wants to come in there. Penalty. We saw the other one when we dragged him down. So I turn him loose. He's good to get the quarterback. So is David Moaya. He's done a good job getting in there too. I'd bring some pressure that way and let these other guys play the quarters and see what happens.
This is the 17th play of this drive. They've only used up 1:48 on the clock. But they're in position here if they get a touchdown to at least make it interesting here and set up the onside kick. Got to have this one though. Higgins split, top of the screen. Williams, Hansley in the slot. Stevens looking. He's hit as he throws. It's intercepted by Davis, and the Aggies put the finishing capper on this one. Fackrell, I think, got a piece of the quarterback there as he delivered the football, and that is apropos. Ali Fua was also rushing, and the Aggies take over.
Definitely the pressure came, got hit as he released the ball. You can see right here, right up the middle. Here comes the pressure. And who else? Feckrell gets the hit. And Jalen Davis actually gets the interception that was due him a few plays ago. So a little bit poetic justice, but that's the way to end the game. And so Utah State's going to get out of here with another win coming off a bye week, continuing that home streak. Colorado State played it tough, but there's some things that they're going to have to go back and fix. Both of these teams, especially the penalties that kill drives, because that hurt both these teams today.
That was a negative, but it was an amazing performance from Kent Myers at quarterback for Utah State. His first start, 191 yards rushing, a school record for a quarterback in Utah State. 12 of 21 passing, 137 and a score. And Matt Wells is going to get his team the Mountain West Conference opening win on homecoming.
And like I said, this is a 2-for-1. Not only is it a Mountain West win, it's a mountain win. So you got your own divisional foe that you beat on top of winning within the division. So now that's almost like being up 2 games. This team has proven one thing since we've seen them over the years. They play very well at home. It's very tough to beat them at home. We saw that even with their mental mistakes on penalties, they found a way to overcome. And so Coach Wells has these guys dialed up. They know how to play. Colorado State's Coach Bobo, first year there are some things they're just going to have to work on. They have the makings of making some things great. Their defense will keep them in games. I think the way they finish this game, they need to play that way for 4 quarters. They have to start fast, stay fast. When they slow down, it seems to make them stagnant. When they play faster, they create big plays.
So a big win for Utah State here as they win it over Colorado State. Thanks to producer Jim Neely, director Russ Merrill, Jay Taylor. I'm Trey Bender saying so long from Logan, Utah. 33-18. The Aggies get a win in the Mountain West Conference opener. To watch this entire game on replay as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Good night from Logan, Utah.